Hi everybody, welcome to Stamping with Melva. I'm Melva Peterson. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in British Columbia, Canada, and you can find me online at stampingwithmelva.com. It's Wednesday at 2 o'clock Pacific, so it's my new time, starting actually this week. So every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday I will be live at 2 o'clock. So today it's a technique for you. So I am going to make a card where you actually cut some shapes and then emboss them. It's almost embossing them into the piece of cardstock. It creates a really kind of cool effect. And I'm going to be using the beautiful balloons because it's kind of summery. It's pretty warm here on the West Coast. So I thought it would be a fun card, definitely summery card. And what else? Oh, and the other cool thing about this one, but beautiful balloons, is the bundle that we're using for Your Creativity Awaits this month. So if you're interested in getting a kit, 6 cards, make and take kit. This is what we're using for Your Creativity Awaits. All right, let me switch over to my desktop. Hopefully a few people will join. Hey Pam, welcome. Oh, warm and muggy. Yeah, it's not so muggy here. It's funny, on the West Coast, we don't get a lot of humidity like you do on the East Coast. I think it's always kind of humid here, but not to the same extent. So it just feels pretty warm out there. I think it's, my watch isn't telling me. I think it's like 28 degrees Celsius. So, oh, perfect. I'm glad you like them. All right, so this is the Beautiful Balloons bundle. Again, this is what we're using for Your Creativity Awaits this month. And so in that kit, you get the stamp set plus a make and take kit, everything you need to make 6 different cards, including 2 fancy folds. So if you're interested in that, let me know. Registration for the July kit closes on Sunday. All right, nice. This is fun with the balloons. It's two-step, kind of two-step stamping. It's not really two-step stamping, but you've got some extra layers that you can layer on confetti into this one, and then of course all the die cuts that you can use. So for this technique, you need some die cuts or some punches, some kind of shapes you've cut out, whether it's punched or die cut or even cut out with scissors. Okay. Now, let me bring in my supplies. I've gone ahead and done the cutting so you don't have to watch me cut the balloons. But I've got a piece. Again, I'm trying to have it be bright and cheery and summery, so I've got Berry Burst. This is, so I'm quite interested in the fact that when Berry Burst, hey Claudia, welcome. When Berry Burst first came out a number of years ago, I didn't really use it. Same with Blueberry Bushel. It's funny how now it's my go-to. I've gone through already a package of each. So 4 1/4 by 11. Hey Peg, great, glad you could join. Okay, so 4 1/4 by 11. We've scored it at 5 1/2, and we're folding into the mountain or the raised line. Okay, so that is our card base. Now I've got a piece of basic white that I've cut 4 1/4 by 11, and I went ahead and cut a bunch of balloons. So we're just going to cut different sizes. I'm just going to create a bit of a background with these balloons. I don't know if I'm going to use them all. I might do. Just kind of try and arrange them kind of, because I'm going to run this whole thing through the embossing folder. Kind of so it creates its own little background. Now, before I do that, what I want to do is do some stamping of the string. I thought it would be kind of cool to have it pre-stamped. So I'm just going to kind of audition these pieces, and then we'll pre-stamp so that they can just kind of fit on like that. Kind of turning this so that it kind of alternates. I might have to put a little one there. Okay, let's kind of get these positioned. That. Come on, lift up. I think I'm just going to put that one in behind so I don't have to stamp. And then we'll do this one Berry Burst. And this, kind of covering that up, which I don't really want to do. Let's do that. Okay, that one can go there. We'll just put it like this. Like that. Like I said, I'm just really creating a bit of a fun background with these. Now that I've kind of got them positioned, hopefully I can remember. I am just going to use a glue dot. You really don't have to use much to hold these in place because the embossing is going to definitely hold them down. I'm just going to put a couple of glue dots on these bigger balloons. Oopsie, I know what I was going to do before I did that. Okay. So before I want to do some stamping on these balloons. So let's, there is this really cool confetti that you can stamp. So we're just going to stamp. I'm using the big one because there is a little one, but this big one you can stamp right over the entire image and get some confetti on it. Let me clean off this and we'll do the same with the other colors. Okay, I'm gonna do the lemon lolly next. Hopefully I've got it cleaned off. I've told you about the lemon lolly is so transparent that sometimes you get kind of weird markings. I'm going to lift that one that's got glue dots on and lift that up, and then we can just put that back down in a minute. And blueberry bushel is next. Oh, didn't get the blueberry bushel. Is okay. I said there is a little tiny stamp that's got kind of the confetti on it that you can kind of, you have to stamp it multiple times if you're going to use it on bigger images. Okay, so this is the one. I'm going to have to get this unstuck because it had glue dots on it already. There we go. Okay, so let's put in a couple of more glue dots on this one. That one I think went like that. I have to remember where I had these. I think I had the yellow. This one, lemon lolly, up in the corner. You can use whatever shapes you want, circles, squares, punched shapes. Doesn't really matter what you use. Like that. Like that. I kind of moved this one. I want more of that. I'm losing. There we go. Get it positioned. And then that one's stuck on. And one up there. And this one, I'm going to try and use the little tiny, this is the little tiny one that's got the polka dots or confetti on it. And I'm just going to stamp some of those because I didn't get that one. So you can, it works well on these little tiny balloons. Okay, there is our background. All sorts of balloons, bright and cheery. And then I pulled out, I'm not sure that there's a right and wrong way or a better embossing folder to use, but I kind of like the ones that aren't, yeah, who can't resist the balloons? I agree. That aren't too busy. So this is the crosshatch ones that comes with the 3D Basics 3D embossing folder. So you're just now going to put this whole piece in, and we will run it through our Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine. I will just grab it here. plates. Okay. So we're just going to run this whole piece through. So again, this is a 3D embossing folder, so you just need platform number 1 and number 4 to run it through. And when it comes out, you've got this great background, but it's all kind of got that subtle embossing. Just kind of a fun technique. When I was thinking about this, and I think my balloons are a little bit wide for my card. This one. So let's see if I can just very gently take and kind of move it over. I think I'm going to have a glue dot. Actually, I shouldn't have done that, but note to self, we'll just take some liquid glue. I should have thought about that. There's my glue that I kept the lid off. I should have thought about that before I actually ran it through. Oh, Melva. So I just want to have it so that it will fit into an envelope, because at the moment it won't. There we go. Now it will. Just press that down. There we go. Nobody will ever know. Okay, so we've got this that can now adhere on to our card base. Balloons aren't just for kids. I love balloons. They make me happy. All right, there we go. Now we need a sentiment. And I pulled out the sentiment that says, I think it's time for a celebration. All right, so let's stamp that in Berry Burst. Ooh, my Berry Burst is almost needing to be re-inked. Let's try that again. There we go, that's brighter. And while I have Berry Burst out, let's stamp a balloon on the inside. Let's stamp this one, the big one. So I'm going to stamp off. Oopsie. And we will just put that in the bottom corner. And then we can stamp the confetti over top. It's full strength. It's pretty cool. I just love that little added confetti. It looks really cool if you stamp it and then stamp using the confetti in Versamark, and then emboss it maybe with white embossing powder or gold embossing powder. It looks really cool on these balloons. Okay, so there's the inside of the card done since we had the Berry Burst out. And then what's early for you, Vicki? Thank you for joining. Okay, so we're just going to take and fussy cut. If you want to use a die or a punch, that works too. And I'm just going to put that up here. Part of my reason for putting it there, I think it looks kind of cool, but also because I actually pulled up that one balloon and it's bothering me because it hasn't really, it's not laying real flat. So hopefully people won't notice. You guys won't tell anybody that I had a bit of an oops there. So we will just take and put that like that. And then I did get some ribbon, but I don't think I'm going to put ribbon. I'm going to put, these are the solid gems. They come in the Lemon Lolly, which is what I'm going to use. Lemon Lolly, Copper Clay, and Balmy Blue. But I'm going to use the Lemon Lolly. So let's grab. Come in 2 different sizes. So we'll put one of each of the sizes on here. There we go. All right, there, definitely a fun summary card. Who wouldn't love to get balloons in your mailbox with that card? And then that's the inside. Okay, so you can use, like I said, you can use any shape for this. A punch shape, die cut shapes, even just shapes you cut out can be pretty random. And you can use just about any embossing folder, I think. So I kind of like the more subtle embossing folders. But we did one for the Make and Take for the launch in May. Gosh, I'm getting my months mixed up. I think it was in May, where we used the big polka dot one that comes with the basics embossing folders. So that was kind of fun too. Thanks, Peg. Yeah, you won't tell anybody. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that card. Try this technique. It's really fun to use. It's one that's kind of been around for a while, but it's kind of fun to pull these older techniques back. Now, tomorrow will be a mystery challenge, so I will post the clue at about 9:15 in the morning or so. And so grab your supplies or what you're going to use to make a card, and we'll make a card together based on the mystery challenge. All right, everybody, thanks so much for joining me. Hope you have a great day. Happy stamping. Bye.